So today I'm going to review 2nd edition Darksun campaign setting box set. This came out during the 2nd edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons era, which is when the 1st edition of Darksun came out too. But after a few years, they came out with a new box set. And so this is what it is. This is what I'm going to review. And it has a different logo than the earlier edition. Some people don't like this edition. And so the logo is a way that you can use to differentiate which is which. But there were a few things from this edition I liked, so I got it. First thing is it came with this cloth map of the tablelands. Isn't this cool? A cloth map. You know, it looks just like the map that came with the 1st edition, but it's better. A cloth map. And the paper maps show you some more detail. So let's look at those. So here's the tablelands. But they show more. So if you look to the south, it doesn't. The Wanderer's Journal that came with the 1st edition said that there were mountains hemming in the north and south, in addition to these mountains on the west. So it was like the tablelands were in a box that had not just the tablelands, a sea of silt too, a box with mountains to the east, and on the other side of the sea to the west, or the west and east, and to the north and south. But they've changed that. So below, there's the Dead Land. It's mostly a plain of obsidian that's been melted from the cleansing wars. But there are a few locations like the City of 1,000 Dead, the Obsidian's Fortress, the Small Home, and so yeah, if there's all these undead down here, that might be a reason for people to move to one of the cities that the Sorcerer Kings run, because maybe there's periodically undead apocalypses where armies of undead come up and attack. And the Endless Sand Dunes, Last Drink, there's an oasis, the Crimson Monolith, the Mud Palace, the Bleak Tower. Some pretty interesting locations. And here is the Vanishing Lake. This is the mud flats of the Silt Archipelago that was mentioned in the Sea of Dust and Fire box set. But that Valley of Dust and Fire is not there anymore because of events in the books. Instead, there's the Valley of the Cerulean Storm, which sends rainstorms over into the tablelands at least once a month. And if you go further, there was also a really big earthquake that opened up this great rift. And there are lots and lots of aftershocks. So that's another change. And the people who live beyond the Great Rift, the Thri-Kreen, built a wall to keep people from the tablelands out. Okay, so it also, if you see, the road goes north and it goes off the map. If you go south, the road used to go off the map, but it has a final destination now. But the north, it goes off the map. What could it be? Well, there's a whole nother map here. So let's pull that closer so we can see what's north. So it continues to go north, north, north. And on this island is the city-state of Elderreich, however you pronounce that. It's on island in the silt. And this is where a super paranoid Sorcerer King lives. So that takes into account one of the others. And there's also the city-state of Kerm. if we can get it to focus, which it won't do for some reason, the city-state of Kerm, which is actually a front. It's a fraud. It looks like the city-state of a sorcerer king, but everybody there's actors because in this protected valley is New Kerm, which is being run by an Evangeon, which is like the good counterpart to a dragon. Yeah, he's about as equal in power to the Sorcerer Kings. He's not a full Evangeon. He's like, I forget what level, if he's 22nd or 23rd level, so he's powerful, but he's not as powerful as the dragon, which was killed off in the books. And in addition, there's the Lava Gorge and the Troll Grave Chasm. Big valley with a mud flat in it. There are no trolls in Darksun, so I don't know why they would name it Troll Grave Chasm, why they would remember trolls thousands of years later. And there's this Lava Gorge. I thought that was pretty cool. But no dragon in the center of this Lava Gorge. The Somber Woods. And the Last Sea. There's a city-state there on the shore of the Last Sea there. And there, what's beyond the mountains that are on the edge of the tablelands is this giant cliff that's several miles high, the jagged cliffs. And there's one place where there's a big ledge that's a ways down the cliff, but it's not all the way at the bottom. It's actually near the top, but still, to get down there is too far for anybody to climb. And below the cliff is the Thrycreen Empire. Okay, so let's get the maps together and show you the whole map here. Alright, so that's long enough for one video. I think I'm going to save the book for next.